Welcome to my new channel. I am Greg, and on this channel, I will be bringing you Forex analysis, education, trades, all for free. So if that's what you're into, then please subscribe, like, share, unsubscribe. So here we will see we have Great British Pound JPY. Now this zone here, you will learn how I trade as I go on. But this zone I had marked on for absolutely ages on the charts. And the reason is because look at all this rejection that happened at this level before. If we put in a support level, we'll just put a support level in there straight through the middle of this box here. Now, if we go back, we could see how price dropped. And when it hit this support level, it bounced. Now, bear in mind, this is on the daily time frame. So these moves here are quite considerable. As we can see from this bounce to this bounce here, you would have caught 350 odd pips. Now, price almost touched on here. Again, I would have been in the trade because I set my orders to come live about 10-20 pips before the support level, because we do not always hit this level perfectly, as you can see. So again, this would have moved about 300 pips from there to there. Again, I would have been in this trade and this trade moved up only around 900 pips. So you can see how this level, when price hits this level, that it creates a big bounce. So I did have an order set here and we did catch. I am now out of this trade. From the lows to the highs, it's about 200 pips. Now, the reason I am out of this trade at the minute is because it seems to be forming a resistance around this level here. As you can see, we have touched on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We touched on 6 days in a row there, and price has just not moved much. Now, normally when you get the touch of a level this many times, it breaks through. Because you think of it as a wall. Think of this level, this resistance level, as a wall, and think of these as sledgehammers. With each hit of the wall, the sledgehammer, you weaken that wall, and normally price explodes through it. But price tried to break through and it couldn't, and it pushed right back down again. So for me, I can see downside moves from here. Now, if we do get the break of this 149 level here, then price is absolutely going to tank. Going to go to hell, because in the way of support, I would be looking at this kind of level here, purely because it's just another key profit taking level. Now, what I mean by a profit taking level is when price comes up to this level, touches this level, price just tanks the other way. So people are taking money out of the markets, they are closing their buys, and price absolutely drops. Again, how I explained to you here, these are key profit taking levels. Price drops, hits the level and bounces. So people are closing their sells here, which causes price to explode up. And again here, price absolutely tanked into this level and then made a bounce. And again here. So these are human psychology levels, psychological levels, key psychological levels, especially at round numbers as well, like 149. So when price comes down to this, people know it's going to move. People know it's going to bounce. People know people are going to be taking profits. So what they do is they close their trades, or that's where they have their take profits. And then price absolutely explodes. So on the break of 149, I can just see a massive downside move to this level here, which would be an absolutely beast of a trade. If we do break this 149 level, then you're going to get around 600 to 700 pip trade from there. Now, on the break of this 149 level, we do not want to get in straight away when we see price is breaking. We want to wait for price to break. Then we want to wait for price to come back up and retest it as resistance. And that is where we will sell. Don't go rushing into trades for fear of missing out. If price does break this 149 level and just keeps going down, then we'll just look for an opportunity to enter again. Do not feel like you have missed out. So that is GJ. We have got GM. Let's have a quick look at this one. Now, again, I did take a trade off here, pip perfectly last week. As you can see, price did touch on this level and it did drop around 300 pips. Now, the reason I went for this level, again, key profit taking level, all these spikes into it and then the drop. And then look at this drop here. Price came in to touch it again and dropped all the way down here. Now, this was around an 800 pip drop. I didn't catch that one, but I knew that when price came back up to this level again, it would drop because people have seen it happen before, psychological level, and that nice round number, 1.970. So I knew that price would drop. Now, it didn't touch it on perfectly, but what did I say before? I always set my orders 10 to 20 pips before the level because it never touches perfectly every time. So we'll go on to the monthly, and as you can see, price is just in a downtrend. It does not take a genius to work that out. So I am looking at a touch of this 191 level here. Go to the month again, sorry. If this level breaks, then we are going to see further downside moves again. But yeah, it's a good trade to be in. I would not get in this trade at the minute because we are in no man's land just between two levels. The reason I picked this level for my next target is just because of this here. Profits taken again. You see the push into it, the spikes, and then the drop. We did break through it. It used it as key support 3 days in a row before the massive push up. So that is why this is my next level of interest. I've got a bit of a cold, guys. I'm sorry. Now, gold, very, very interesting. As we can see, we had this trend line formed here. We had the first push in, the second push in, and we had the third push in, and then we did kind of break on the fourth and fifth touch. Now, recently, look at all this here. Been using this level as strong support. It used it 1, 2, 3, 4. Used it 4 days there before breaking through, and then it's used it as resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days in a row. Now, this is either going to absolutely skyrocket or it is actually going to drop out the sky. Now, I am thinking it is going to push down to this 1760 level first because, sorry, clear my throat, because here you can see this was a massive profit taking level. Price tanked into this level and then shot up. And it also was the second touch of our trend line. So on the break of a trend line, what I always do is look for the second touch of the trend line for the next support level. And then if this level breaks here, then I will be looking at the first touch of the trend line, where the trend line started, for my next support level. I mean, on the way down on gold, there are other support levels that you could have. There's a very good one here. As you can see, all this support, all this profit taking, all these big spikes going into the level, and then price moved up. Again here, price absolutely tanked into it, created a spike. It tried to push through and couldn't, and then moved up. So yeah, there are a few good levels on gold. As you can see here as well, price dropped into this level and then created that bounce, which created the move up. Again, it's been used as resistance, this massive push into it, and then the push down. So yeah, I put that at 1750 to make it a nice round psychological number, because this is where the big players and the big banks trade. They don't trade at 1751.92 or whatever. They trade at these big round key levels. So yeah, I can see more downside moves for gold. I mean, as you can see, it is very bearish lately. All these big spikes trying to push up, and then the bears just keep hammering it back down. Eventually, though, for gold, my long-term view on gold is it is going to create new all-time highs just because of the way the economy is going, the way the world is printing money, not just the US. The world is just printing money, and when you release more money into the world, then it devalues it. It's the same as anything. The more you've got of it, the less demand there is for it. Therefore, it devalues, which is what the US dollar is doing. And obviously, gold is paired against the US dollar. So when the US dollar weakens, gold will go up. Silver, again, some very key, interesting levels on silver. And again, just the same as gold, it has been formed on the daily. It used this level as support perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Then it broke through this level. It came back up to retest as resistance, like I was explaining on GJ or GN. Once we break a level, we wait for the retest as resistance before more downside moves. So I can see more downside moves on silver this week. As you can see, we are very bearish. It does not take a genius to see that either. So I will be looking at the push down to this kind of level here. Again, this level was a massive profit taking area. As you can see, we had this big run down to it, touched on it perfectly and made this massive run back up again. So I am looking for the push down to this level before more upside moves. Again, if this level does break, then we would have to look for the next level of interest, which to me, if we zoom out, would be around the $19 level. Now, I don't want to get a push down to that, and I can't really see that we will get a push down to that with the way the economy is going, but it's always a possibility, and you've always got to keep that in the back of your mind. There are always two sides to a trade. It can either go up, it can either go down. So, and it is heavily manipulated, just like gold. So if the big banks do want it to go down, then it will go down. I'll just remove that as it is an old trend line. That is no longer valid, but yeah, gold and silver, some excellent levels are forming. So just keep your eye on them. Dollar index, obviously you can't trade this. This is just the strength of the US dollar against a basket of pairs. So as we can see here, let's have a quick look, we'll zoom out. And as I go on, as you watch all my videos, you will see how I trade. I do trade the higher time frames because I like to trade swing trades because they are less stress than day trading, a lot less stress. So if we zoom out and get the bigger picture, you can see I've got this level marked on here. Now, as you can see, this level before has been used as massive resistance. Look at all that. Ran up to it and then absolutely dropped. Price ran up to it again and absolutely dropped. Now we'll zoom in a bit so you can see. There you go, that's better. So there you go, the touch and drop, touch and drop. It has been used as support here before, the massive run up. So that is why this is a level of interest for me at the minute. Now I know we are very bullish and we have already touched on this level. I can see more downside moves from here. Whether we get the push back up to this level again, I'm not sure, but if we do, then price will absolutely drop. Price might absolutely drop from here, which will cause US dollar weakness. So in turn, that will push gold and silver up, but maybe not before a push back up to this level. I know we did nearly touch on it here, but I am looking at getting a bit more US dollar strength, which would cause the push down to here. So in turn, that could mean US dollar could push up to here before the push down. Now, that is all I'm going to leave you with today. Like I said before, I am going to be posting daily videos on here. It's going to be analysis, education, and trades. So if that is what you're into, then please like, share, subscribe. Yeah, that's it. And I will check in with you guys again later, probably before market open. Take it easy.